Hola, and welcome to Career Confident Mujer, the podcast designed for jefas and jefitas of the professional world, the first generation professionals. From triumphs to challenges, we're here to share the stories that inspire you to become the jefa of your dreams. Welcome to Career Confident Mujer. I'm your host, Cindy, and I am super excited and thrilled to even be starting this podcast. And it just highlights how you need to be as a career confident mujer. Sometimes you need to go into things that make you feel scary, make you feel like you're taking risks, but you know that it's something that really excites you. So you're just going to go in for it. So I'm Cindy, a career and confidence coach. And over the past 3 years, I really dedicated myself to empowering first-gen professionals and helping them reach their full potential and embracing their inner jefa. And I'm thrilled that now I get to extend that mission through this podcast. And as a first-gen professional myself, I understand the challenges of navigating these workspaces, corporate culture, and breaking through these systemic barriers in places where they are not meant for people of color to succeed. And this journey has been filled with highs and lows, feeling confused, lost. But the more I leaned in to my purpose, the more I leaned into things that excited me, even though they scared me, it really has impacted my career. And I want to give you those same tools and resources to do the same in your lives. As a first-gen professional, I did everything I could to fit in, stand out. I tried to not rock the boat, yet still make a difference. And that's very hard. I think being raised in a culture where it teaches you to be humble, teaches you to be grateful for what you have, it really contradicts the workplace where they want us to know our value, speak our worth. So being in that type of dynamic as a first gen professional is hard to navigate, but it doesn't mean it's impossible, right? So I came from a family that luckily I had entrepreneurs as parents, and they started their own manufacturing company. And that really showed me growing up that if you put in hard work and you can become your own boss. But when I grew up, I went to college, I got my bachelor's, my master's, and even though I felt like I had all this poder inside of me, all this power and knowledge, I felt so small in my workplace. I felt like I didn't fit in. No one looked like me. And it was really hard to navigate these spaces. But the more that I felt this imposter syndrome, right? That's what we call it nowadays, imposter syndrome. I've realized that even though I had all the degrees, at the end of the day, if you continue to compare yourself on who is in the room, you're always going to feel left out. You need to then change your perspective as you bring a unique perspective to the table, a unique value to the table. And yes, no one will look like you. And that's the whole point. No one is supposed to look like you. You are unique in your own ways. But if we continually subscribe to this agenda that we don't fit in because no one looks like us, we can think of it very negatively, or we can embrace our inner jefa and own the space in each room that we set foot in. So it took a lot for me to really change my mindset from being a scarcity mindset to a jefa mindset. And I learned that the more I speak up, the more I make connections, the more I know my worth, my purpose, and more importantly, voice it consistently, that the results were immense. By the age of 30, I was already earning 6 figures. And I was so proud to show my dad, like, look, dad, this is what I make, right? Because it takes a lot of hard work to be recognized in the workplace. But the most important part of that process was that I didn't lose myself. I still was authentic to who I am, and even more so, right? Because I knew the power in my voice and I knew the power in my story. And I knew I didn't fit in and I was meant to stand out. and that was okay with me. But what did that look like, right? So my journey from self-doubt to empowerment has really inspired me to create the Jefa movement. So 3 years ago, I started Career Confident Mujer, where I now coach other first-gen professionals to level up in their career, embrace their inner Jefa, and really understand their values and their strengths so that they can articulate that in the workplace. It isn't easy, but I think throughout working with over 30 women, I've seen how they've been able to unlock their full potential, get paid their worth. And I want to bring that now through this podcast and be able to share with you the tools and resources that you can have to build that on your own career journey. So I'm looking forward to this podcast. I'm going to be trying to do every Monday, have a new podcast come out. I'm going to bring in some jefas to help share their career journey. But overall, this podcast is for you if you feel like you are confused in your career, you don't know where you stand in the workplace, you know you want more, but don't know how. You're navigating the challenges of your cultura, the workplace, being authentic to yourself. How do you do all of that? This is a podcast for you. My goal is for you to advance in your career, embrace the inner Jefa, and know that you have value in the workplace. And I can't wait to see your glow up. And I'm excited for this podcast and what it's going to bring to your career journey. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Career Confident Mujer. I hope you found inspiration and valuable insights to fuel your own career journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Remember, you are not alone on this path. Take care and remember that you deserve it, mujer.